Hello and welcome to the third episode of the anime Weebcast. We call it Weebcast now.
Because we're weebs.
Yeah, exactly. Today we're going to be talking about our favourite animes and what anime character we would fit ourselves or see ourselves playing. Anyway, I'm here with Bosun. We have Kevin.
Ghost.
There you go. And we have Nabil.
Konnichiwa, fam.
Mabs is not here, even though he made us wake up early for this podcast.
This guy, like.
And obviously, Free Mike still doing a bid.
Still
doing a bid,
like,
bro.
still.
Like, on the first podcast, because a certain man snaked him.
Free Mike.
What happened? What happened to Mike?
He started chasing 7-year-olds.
In court case, and unfortunately, he's on the list now of offenders.
Offenders list. And offenders list.
No Avengers list.
No Avengers.
Alright, man. Topic. Anime, yeah? What are we saying?
Anime. So, should we start off with our favorite animes?
Yeah, let's go. I think Kevin should start because obviously my guy's an anime god.
Exactly.
I ain't no anime god, man. Some anime noob.
Hey, no. Give them a background of your anime,
I lie, bro. Come
life,
on.
bro.
State your history, bro.
Okay. So, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite of a weeb, guys. My name's Kevin. You know how we do. I've probably seen every fucking anime out there. I'll be honest. Like, there's not even a fucking like joke. Like, honestly, I've seen a lot of anime. So, you know.
So can you really like condense it down to 3? If you're being honest,
No, not really.
How many animes have you seen?
What's your top 3? If you
There
have
is
one?
no top 3. I've
Before
seen
you
like
give your
thousands.
top 3, yeah, give an approximation of how many animes you've seen. Or
Legit,
animes.
just legit.
Too many, bro.
I would say over probably like
1,000.
Probably.
Like, you know what, legit, yeah, honestly, with everything I've watched, honestly, I've probably seen over, like, legit, I've seen over probably about 200-300, I think, innit, legit, now.
That's even a calculation that they by 1 times by 2, that kind of shit. What the fuck?
No, but seriously, like, I think I'm on about 200-300, innit, probably more if I'm honest, but I don't really know where my rough estimate is, innit.
But the thing is that like every genre as well, or that's like just mainly shonen?
I watch everything,
Yeah.
everything, and
Slice of life as well, yeah?
everything. Yeah, slice of life, comedy, art, drama, etc.
That's what
Everything,
we-
musicals.
Hentai.
What I'm gonna say as well,
Nah,
so when you
the
say
only
top
thing I
three-
don't watch is hentai, fam.
Yeah,
Man's not in this.
That would be
tentacle
another
shit,
300 on top, wouldn't it?
like
Yeah,
1,000.
probably. So okay, my count will probably be about 500, and I think.
Okay, body count, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Man said body count, you're not even
I
like.
was gonna say though. So when we're saying the top 3, are we saying top 3 overall or top 3 shonen? Because to be honest, I don't really see much anime outside of shonen. If I'm being honest, I only see like what
Same.
Kids on the Slope.
No.
Well,
That's it.
I don't really know what the fuck is shonen. I don't watch stuff specifically made by certain like
Yeah.
Do you get that? Like for me, it's anything, innit, I think.
Alright,
The
so-
shonen is
so-
like action adventure sort
yeah.
of.
So I'm guessing we're going with shonen / seinen as well, because seinen obviously is like more adult theme.
Oh yeah.
It's basically the same thing, really. If you look talking about it.
So just
Yeah,
explain
fuck-
it for the viewers.
fuck-
Alright, so
Top three.
so obviously shonen is more like kind of like it's all about action. It's all about having like a main character. You know, he's going through this struggle. He meets his friends. He has enemies, adversary, all that kind of shit, right? Adversary. What the fuck was it? And obviously, Sunny's
Yeah,
a bit more of
right.
an adult theme where it's a lot more darker, a lot more kind of like brutish. A lot more psychological kind of horror at the same time. A lot more interesting as well because again with shonen, like it gets to a point where it's all Nakama fucking team power beats all kind of shit. It kind of gets a bit dry at the same time. Whereas Seinen is like example. On my list, Berserk, right, where it's like literally nothing good happens. So yeah, and obviously you have shoujo as well. It's kind of more like
Basically life.
girlish
No,
animes.
but freaking hell, let's be real, yeah. Berserk is life.
I lie, it is. It really is.
Like legit, that's just like real life for everyone. Like, everyone's struggling
out
out
Kevin
here.
to watch, bro.
Alright, so Kevin, then go to your first 3 then. Start.
What's my first 3?
Yeah,
Well,
top
first
3.
of all, okay, top 3. I think first of all, like one of my top 3 will be probably Hellsing. I know it's not mainstream anime yet, but like it's quite sick.
What's it about?
Hellsing, it's about some vampire guy who's practically immortal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, if that makes sense. And
Why
he just
is he
sucks
your
blood.
favourite?
He's like a vampire, innit? He sucks blood. Literally, he sucks pussy, innit?
And Dick as well.
But why is it your favorite?
Why is it? Well, someone's freaking mic.
Oh, what is that crackling?
I don't know whose mic that is. That is disgusting.
That is Seriously, crap.
So alive.
Yeah,
Is that Terra's mic?
Is it
Is that-
fixed now?
it's fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
sounds
Alright,
better.
yeah, so carry on. So why Helsing, yeah?
Why Hellsing, seriously?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's one of the best anime of all time. I know it's so old school. Like, it's just I like vampires and action and stuff like that. Yes, that makes sense. Like,
So what would you like favorite fight scene in Helsing then?
yes, and like when he's like immortal, isn't it? Like when he doesn't die, when he fights against that weird like next god shit, man. It's weird, isn't it? I don't know how to explain it to you. Like if you've never seen it, you
Yeah,
don't
I've
really
seen Helsing,
understand what I
obviously.
mean.
But I was gonna say, so do you like, you talk about original Helsing or Helsing Ultimate as well? Does that include in the one package?
Both.
Both, yeah. So technically, isn't that two animes?
Yeah, well, basically, I guess so. But for me, it's like the one anime, innit? Like,
Alright, so what's your last one then? What's your third one? Hello?
Kevin.
yo. Sorry. Give me a second.
Nabil, you go with your first one
Go on
then.
then, go on then.
Uh,
This is loose as shit, bro.
we'll go around with the first ones in it. Nabil,
Okay.
what's your first favorite anime?
Easy, bro. Death Note.
Thought he was gonna say.
Yo, say where is it?
Death Note.
Oh, Death Note. I didn't hear you. Sorry. Okay, go on. Oh god, I know why it's your first one anyway.
Hey, man, like L. Greatest character in anime.
Literally, like your archetype right there, man. Like,
But man said man like L, you know, like he's taking an L, fam.
literally.
Exactly. But he's only stacking W's, you know.
Nah, I don't know, like.
Alright, come on. Elaborate. Who's your favorite character in the anime then? In Death Note.
In Death Note,
Yeah.
has to be L, man. L.
Is he pro-feminism?
Of course, he's a progressive.
That's
100%.
Wait.
Death Note sucks to me, bro. I'm being honest, bro.
Nah.
I'll be honest with both of them.
Hey,
I have to
hey.
agree. I have to agree in it.
That
Oh, wait.
shit's
State
trash.
your reason for
Oh,
liking
why?
it, Nabil.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and I'll rebuttal.
So basically, right, when you're a kid, you rarely come across any sort of like intellectual animes or whatever. Anything that's smart, anything that's bright.
Man said intellectual, you know what? With dumb guys aside like that.
Yeah, of course, bro. You're fucking 12, you're 30, you're going through right at the beginning, you know, you're starting off fucking school, and the first anime you come across is Death Note, and it fucking throws you off. Like, this is crazy shit. It's got everything. It's got plot twists, it's got sick character development, you know, it's got a fucking sick plot, right? And yeah.
You can't
Overall,
just say it's a sick
sick
plot. You gotta
anime.
say why.
Yeah, what makes it so intellectual?
So without giving out spoilers, well, I'm gonna have to spoil it.
It
innit?
doesn't matter. It's a 50-year-old anime, man. Just say it.
Yeah. Probably everyone should have seen it by now. If you haven't, you're fucking idiot.
Spoiler alert. Come back in 5 minutes.
Basically, it's a story of this sort of high school kid, genius high school kid, who's sort of looking out his window one day and something drops from the sky. He goes out and
Lucky,
he
he's lucky he's not a fucking dildo that drops on his face.
Kevin, thank you for that, bro. It was much
Kevin,
more fun if you
Kevin,
do it though.
I just said he's in a fucking classroom.
Yeah, classrooms are wild nowadays. You don't know what kid be throwing at you shit, man.
I said he's looking out the window, right? He's looking out the window, side drops from the sky.
Fam, you know this is like 2018. You know how many thoughts out there? Like, you know, fucking one of my boy recently just told me, yeah, I swear, and I quote, yeah, he works in a school, yeah, this guy literally said, yeah, he goes, some woman's mum, yeah, freaking email address is sweetgirl06@hotmail.co.uk, blood. Are you buzzing, blood? How old is a woman? How old do a woman have to be here to be having a 40 fucking email like that?
Yeah. That's...
Fuck 2K18.
Anyways, so yeah, as I was saying, so 2K18 now, if a fucking dildo drops out of fucking classroom anime, yeah, it's not something new, innit? Like,
It's
I would
realistic.
expect that. It's quite realistic nowadays.
Nabil, you continue, bro.
Yeah,
Go on.
That's probably why it's 50 years old. Anyway, so basically, it drops out. So something drops out of the sky. He leaves. He picks it up and he sees it's this like black book that says Death Note at the top, and right at the back it's got a list of instructions. Anyway, so he tries this out and he finds out that this Death Note can actually kill people. And he thinks, like any fucking teenager, you know, that's got a god complex, that he's gonna change the world by killing all the villains. And then Within a couple of days, he finds out like next man is on his case, and he finds out it's one of the best detectives in the world. What?
Alright, let me help Nabil out because he doesn't know how to explain why an anime is good and not what the story actually is. But if you guys have seen Death Note, the reason why I enjoy it is because a lot of the times the story changed in a way
Why
that you
don't you
wouldn't
just-
expect it. I think it was more the surprise element or the intellectual surprise kind of element behind it.
I'll give Death Note that. I'm not gonna lie.
But that is exactly what I said.
No, you didn't explain it very well.
I did plot
Everyone said that
I
Nabil
fucking
explained
did.
that very well.
Sounded like woo.
No offense, yeah. I feel like I didn't even explain my anime very well either.
You did, don't worry, Kevin. You're right. You
That was the
did.
same book.
No, Kevin, you're good with dildos, bro. Don't worry, man.
No, but I'll be honest, yeah. My view on Death Note, it was overrated, and I just feel like it was just garbage, innit? But like,
Yeah, I have to agree, bro. Like the story itself was very good. I did enjoy it.
yeah, I like
but
the story and
it
the
got
stuff
to-
he did, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point, yeah, my guy's just
Exactly.
killing everybody. Like,
Exactly,
what the fuck?
yeah. It just went crazy, innit? He lost
He
the
just
plot
went nuts.
literally.
He basically got empowered and he lost his plot, like literally.
To be honest, I kind of wish there was a second season because it kind of ended in
Nah.
a
Nah, I can't.
Alright. I didn't finish it, by the way. I didn't finish
I
it.
finished it, but it wasn't that great, innit? Like,
Yeah.
I finished it for the sake of because I've really started watching it. If that makes more sense.
Yeah, one of them ones, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like Marmite then, innit? You either like it or you don't.
And I
Yeah, you either like it, or you hate it. It's just the way it is. I
Actually,
guess.
fuck off. Most people love this shit because they have sense.
Yeah, no. To be honest, right, popularity-wise, Death Note is actually really popular. Like, there's no.
Yeah,
dispute
now
about
back in
it.
the days it was popular, but now
this
probably
way,
isn't
yeah.
as
Put
much.
it this way: it's so fucking popular that people tried to, that Disney tried to turn it into a fucking film.
Did you watch the live-action movie?
Fuck no.
Yeah, fuck that shit, man.
They've made enough
They
like
fucked it
extra
up.
shit on top of Death Note, like
Yeah, it's a franchise.
the
man.
TV series, Netflix series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
they
that in
did
the
that
movie?
as well. Was
not-
that a movie?
It's a
or
movie,
was
not a
that-
TV
okay, it's a
series.
movie.
No.
Anyway, Nabil, what's number 2?
Huh?
We're going one
Number
each.
2. Oh, you wanna go one each?
Yeah.
Number
No,
two,
take
yeah.
a break. Get a kick.
No. Take a break. Go to Bosun.
Alright,
Go to
yeah.
Bosun or Bilal.
All right, yeah. So I'm going for classic. I'm going for Yu Hakusho. If you know
Yes,
what that is.
yes.
So
Mad
basically,
shit.
Yu Hakusho is the first like anime that Togashi, which is the guy of creator of Hunter x Hunter, he made in the early 90s. Now here's the thing, right? And the reason why I like this anime so much. The thing is, I actually never saw it in the 90s. Obviously, in the 90s, I was watching Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z is the way.
Dragon Ball Z, of course. The thing, I'll have to admit myself. Dragon Ball Z is not the most technical fighting anime there is. A lot of it is.
No, but it's quite fun though. There's better action. There was better storylines about it. Like,
Yeah, no, there was. But like, let's be honest. Sometimes it went to like
The
a kai
filler
battle
in
for, like,
Dragon Ball Z
3
was
episodes,
shit.
and it was more like a might mix, right? But there were obviously strategies at the same time. But going back to my point of Yu Hakusho, the reason why I like it so much is that Yu Hakusho was basically a similar version of Dragon Ball Z, a lot less overpowered, but a lot more strategic because it was similar to again how Hunter x Hunter, where basically each guy had their own ability. And so also, obviously, I don't know if you've seen Hunter x Hunter. Do you know Phaeton from the Phantom Troop?
Phaeton.
Do you know the guy that
Remind me.
you know the guy that he's got a pain packer ability where he's like a little ninja guy. Not a ninja, but he's got like he's kind of a ninja. He's basically very fast. He's an assassin.
Okay.
So basically, his character was based off a guy called Hiei in Yu Hakusho, right? And basically, he had a move called Dragon of the Dark Fist or the North Fist, which is basically amazing. If you watch on YouTube, just type
Dragon
it.
or something. Yeah, I remember. I know you
basically
want.
Dragon-
Yeah, I know
and
you want.
that was one of the first animes we had that kind of like, you know, in animes where someone pulls out like a crazy move.
Yeah.
Because basically the first arc was a tournament as well. Or it was a second arc. I think it was the second arc that was a tournament. But either way, but basically, right, he busted that move in it. But back to the main point, the story was good. The characters were very interesting as well. The story actually finished on a quite good note as well. And overall, yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you guys ever want to watch old school 90s anime, Yu Hakusho is the way forward.
Nah, I have to agree with Bosun. Yu Hakusho is one of the
Yeah.
greatest.
And plus, the
anime
openings were
out
great as well. The music and opening was quite fun to listen to as well.
I haven't seen or watched it. I can't say nothing about that.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Because you ain't seen nothing, Bilal. Shit, man.
I've seen enough anime, bro. I just haven't. I don't know. It's just I'm just different.
I swear you
I'm
need
just
to watch anime to do.
I used to watch anime quite a bit.
But back to the point, where's your
For me, you guys probably already know this is history's strongest disciple, Kenichi, and I know it's not everyone. No one has this on their favorite list, yeah.
I've
But
never seen it.
Fair people do actually. Quite a lot of people like that.
Okay. But it's my favorite because one, it was one of my first. It was the first anime that made me go to the manga and finish the manga as well.
Truth.
No, but you know why a television game likes that? It's because
Why?
it's bare pervy. That's why. Fam.
No, that's not the
Man,
reason. The
man just
reason
like
is
seeing,
Folks.
man just like seeing, wait, man just like seeing 2D titties, bro. That's very why. Like,
no, no. This, I actually forgot about how much nudity. And,
Sure.
it isn't nudity,
Nah,
it's
sure
not
you did.
cleavage
Sure,
anymore.
that's what they all fucking say, mate.
Okay, let me give my points here. There's a lot of things that I can relate to or resonate with.
More
in
like
that
a
anime.
lot of tits you can freaking resonate with. Yeah.
We add that to the list as well later, yeah. But first, it's the way that a guy that has like no talent, no what's it called, skills or
Like a lot of anime.
whatever.
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot
He
of
just
them
got
anime.
he's just
One
nah,
Punch
Naruto,
Man.
they're all ninjas, man.
No, he had literally no skills. He was
Nah, but that's different though, innit? He still has those abilities or whatever. He didn't. Like he had to work hard to do his shit, but it's not not the same kind of thing. He's not like a common guy like us.
Alright, One Punch Man.
Well, I haven't seen that to be
The guy
honest.
that you have like was basic
But
as fuck. Anyway, go for your
by the
second
way that
point.
okay, let me see. Let me just. I was gonna say that One Punch Man. I haven't seen it, but the way it sounds is like if a guy is just doing one punch and killing the guy, then it's a bit.
No, but my guy trained to be basically bald, fam. He lost his hair.
But
What
the
was it?
thing is, the
100.
way-
Wait. What was it like? 100 press ups, 100
100
freaking
press
100
ups.
press ups, 100 sit ups, and something. And he
Yeah.
was bald, yeah.
But the way Kenichi is, yeah, he's like a common guy like us, yeah. And he has to work hard. He has no skills, no talent, nothing. He has to work hard, and he found the right trainers as well, or whatever. He has a whole story behind it, and he manages to become like a badass student, basically. And he's a guy that's getting bullied and gets picked on all the time, and
I
he turns that
swear you
around.
can describe Naruto the same way.
And no, wait. It comes. It's kind of like you can just. Let me finish, man. It's like it kind of shows the story on the side at the same time that the more powerful you get, the more stronger you get, the more trouble you get in a sense as
So
well.
like
you
Naruto
know
as
what?
well, basically.
How is Naruto the same? Alright, tell me. How is
Okay.
Naruto starts off as a ninja? He's
No,
just
okay,
a shit ninja.
Let me explain to you how it's
Alright,
the
okay.
same thing, right?
If you said
Obviously,
Rock Lee, maybe.
it's perspective, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Ninja normal. It's all about the power scaling in anime in the first
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
right? So obviously, if you're looking at the comparison, it was basically the same thing. He was a flunky. His dad is the fourth Hokage, but he's still shit at the same time.
Yeah.
And the fact is, he had his competitor, which was Sasuke. Essentially, he was like the kind of prodigy child in the group.
No, okay.
But he was basic as fuck.
Okay. Let me put it this way. Naruto had a lot of assistance, yeah? He had a lot of assistance when it comes to, he had the nine tails inside of him, the chakra inside of him.
That was dangerous, he couldn't
His
control
dad was the fourth freaking Hokage. He's gonna get some hereditary shit from him
Jeez,
as
blessings.
well. Yeah.
He didn't get shit
When
from him.
it comes to this guy, he doesn't have nothing like that. He has to work hard from scratch. He has no special powers or nothing to
The
help
only
him.
thing Naruto got from his dad was the one thing that ruined his life.
Yeah.
No, but that
Nine
thing is.
tailed
And listen, if he didn't have the nine-tailed fox, he would be a nobody.
Yeah, that is true, to be honest. That is true.
Well, let's be real. Naruto was still a nobody, anyways. In the end, like he was
No,
a
he
shit
wasn't.
anime.
Nah,
What are you talking about? He was the best ninja in the world after the whole thing finished.
Like he's some shit anime, but I didn't even finish it. Look, I'll tell you why. The reason why I didn't finish it, guys, out there, yeah, Naruto's shit. And don't ever watch it. Don't ever watch it, like.
No,
Wait,
I wouldn't say that.
No,
I would say,
no.
if that's the case, watch Naruto the original series.
Yeah,
And that's it,
original
yeah.
series.
Leave it at that.
All I know is, yeah, when the fight with Sabusa was on, the first 10 episodes, watch that and then end it there, guys. That's
Yeah,
it.
because you like Haku, you little
Not even like,
maggot.
not even like. Nah, I think Sabusa was sick on that first 10 episode. That was it. Like he was just sick.
Yeah, Zabu
Yeah, Zuko was a cool guy. I like Kaguya as well, though, to be honest. Then the Bone guy of the South, he was pretty sick as well.
But another thing about Kenichi is they use like real life techniques. They do exaggerate it, but they use real martial arts in the world as well. And,
Jeez, man.
They show him actually training and conditioning himself and stuff like that.
So basically, what you're saying,
Whereas in Naruto, he has to almost die and then learn something.
No.
Or
Naruto-
did he even with the Jiraiya thing, when he went with Jiraiya for 3 years, they should have said, oh, he came back with like a special Rasengan.
No, they should have training as well. Like maybe not as much as Bleach. I know that probably a good comparison, but they did show Naruto training a lot. And again, they did show Naruto training and still failing at the same time. Even in the Rasengan, how long it took him to do the Rasengan? You know,
And
it took quite a while.
even though the fights in Naruto are sick, I think the fights in Kanichi are really sick as well.
That's what I'm saying. We go into after,
One
like,
thing,
who have the
one
best
thing you
fights.
can't say about Naruto is you can't say the fighting is bait, because the fighting is proper strategic.
The
Like
fighting,
if you
what?
think about strategic.
Yeah,
There's other animes out there with more strategic
But way more.
fighting.
Like
way
if you no wait, okay, I haven't seen history, but I'm saying generally, like, you can't dismiss Naruto for not having good fights.
No, they do
Naruto
have
has
fights,
good
yeah,
fights.
they do.
Jiraiya versus Pain was amazing.
Nah, I think
How
Naruto versus Pain was the best.
No,
fight still.
Jiraiya versus Pain.
Nah.
The thing is, that's when, because Jiraiya versus Pain, right? He didn't know Pain's power, so he
Oh,
was
yeah,
he was trying to
exactly,
suss out
exactly.
how
Yeah,
Pain
yeah.
basically worked in it. At least when Naruto faced him, they couldn't understand how the basically Nagato is in that cave, aka Bin Laden.
Yeah.
Hiding out in the cave, controlling 6 other people. Or
Yeah.
5 actually, 6. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, Naruto versus Pain was a good fight, apart from the filler part when he basically went to that crazy 9 tails mode, and the animation was disgusting, like almost
okay.
2D-ish.
Yeah,
But still a good fight though. And also shout out to Hinata, real chick, loyal.
Hinata was the best
Loyal.
part of it.
Loyal chick, yeah.
Who's that side chick called Sakura fam? Dead fam.
Dead fan.
These bitches ain't loyal, yeah.
Bro, how can a man like Sasuke stab you and shit? You still love him? What the fuck? Get out of here, man.
Some dumb guy in it, that's why,
Alright,
fam.
man.
Just
These
like
hoes
all these
stupid,
2018 girls.
I like.
Thumbs up women, innit?
Alright, Kevin, number 2. Yeah, what's your number 2 then?
What's my number 2? Let me go back to my number 1. Like the reason why I need to go back is like man just flopped in and like let me be real. So Helsing was good in it. I'm gonna tell you, and I didn't explain it properly. Basically, it's like freaking. It's a secret organization.
Yep.
There's vampires. There's ghouls. There's supernatural powers. There's bare fight scenes. It's bare gory. That's why I like it.
Yeah, nah, fair enough. I like Helsing as well. I thought it was a quite good anime. It's quite enjoyable. I actually watched it dubbed as well, so it was quite funny listening to the Helsing accents in English and German and all that kind of different accents.
Alright, so number
it's literally
2.
Nazis in anime in Helsing. Literally Nazis.
Yeah, literally Nazis. Yeah.
Alright, so now my number 2 best anime out of all time, I would think, is Fullmetal Alchemist. Isn't it? If you've not seen that, then you don't know.
I rate that.
Straight up,
Rate
Fullmetal
that.
Alchemist. Yeah, the
Alright, then
reason
question
why
for you, okay, FMA or Brotherhood or both?
they're both good. They're
Yeah,
both sick.
yeah.
But because obviously Fullmetal Alchemist came first for me, innit? So
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
I like that. And it's just the way it is. It was old school. It's probably nostalgic. Like when I look back into it, like it's very sick, innit? Like,
Yeah, just
generally,
just explaining that basically, yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist was the original
Fullmetal
based on manga,
Alchemist.
whereas
Yeah.
Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was basically an adaptation of the by the anime creator. So yeah, 2 different stories, but basically loosely same. Because I think the first like 10 episodes are kind of loosely the same, and then they expand into different stories.
they go into different afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, generally, Fullmetal Alchemist is basically about this kid, well, 2 brothers. They lose their mother, innit? And that's really it. Like,
It's
the
quite
story goes
effed
on
up.
from there.
Really,
It's
yeah.
quite
quite
effed up.
And they learn alchemy, innit? And they try and revive their mother. And
Yeah.
they go on a journey, and then it happens, and everything goes left, nothing goes right, straight away. Like that's how
That
it works.
shit,
innit?
when you see his mum come out of the thing, it's nightmares,
Yeah, it's
bro.
all fucked up.
I mean,
like.
and that's the thing
So-
about Fullmetal Alchemist, right? We talk about like crap dads in anime. The worst dad in any anime is in Fullmetal Alchemist with the scientist guy. He basically turned his daughter into a dog.
Oh yeah,
Or he fused his dog with
not
his
even a
dog.
dog, it's a chimera or some shit,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the Chimera.
no, wait, hold still. Shout out the Tucker though. Chris Tucker, is it Chris Tucker? No, what's his name? Is it Chris Tucker? What's his name? Is it Chris Tucker?
How do we know? We don't know.
No, I just said the fucking black guy, fam.
Yeah, Chris Tucker's the black guy.
Yeah, but in what?
we were saying what to do with it.
No,
Hey, she
I was
could've
gonna say,
said Chris Tucker.
no. I meant the guy who. What's his name? I just remember his name is Tucker-san or some shit. I don't even know, like.
Okay. What about him?
Yeah, the guy who made his daughter into a fucking dog. That's it. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
Yeah. I know you mean.
Something Tucker, but I can't remember what his name is. That's what him. Like, shout out to him. Like, he's sick in it, but he's nasty at the same time. In it, like it's really
He's
dark
sick
in it.
for turning his daughter into a half dog.
No, like he's a sick. Like you can see, like he's a sick doctor. Like, but then first he does his wife, then he does his daughter. Like it gets dark really quick in it. Like it's just mad.
Yeah, the anime is really
The thing I
dark.
want to say about as well about Fullmetal Alchemist is that it's one of the animes again that shows you like morality itself is a perception in terms of Like, so you have this magical association, right? But you have the whole Ishvala war as well at the same time. Where, you know what? I forgot the guy's name. The guy that was basically one of the main enemies of Ishvala. He had the power. I forgot. You know what I'm talking about, Kevin, right?
What are you talking about? Bridge?
Yeah, you know the guy that was basically killing people. He was killing the people in the Former Alchemist Association. He had the white hair, glasses. Scar, yeah. So basically Scar, right? So essentially with him, right? It went back to the same thing where you're like, you can say he's evil at first, but when you learn the history of the Ishvala, how they got fucked over in the wars as well, right? It kind of puts a perspective like, okay, he's doing what he thinks is good. They think what they're doing good, and it kind of sees how it clashes. So I thought that was quite good as well. I like the Ranklist. I think they're quite good villains.
Yeah, like you said, like there was every side had to do their own. And like Ishiban had to fight for themselves.
Yeah.
The warriors had to fight for their shit as well. It's just like everyone it's like you said, man. Everyone's got their own morals. Everyone's fighting for war, but everyone's got their own like
sense of
reasons
justice
to
at the
fight
same
in it.
time,
Like
innit?
like everything. What they do is justified, isn't it? It
Yeah,
kind
so
of
it's
makes sense.
not black and white, just like that. It's obviously
It's literally grey in it, like literally
Yeah.
such a grey area, innit? So that's quite good, innit?
Yeah.
Like you said.
Plus, also the fights were quite good as well. Really good fights tonight.
Yeah, fight scenes are sick, man.
I like the Fire General guy. He was sick.
Yeah, I liked it as well.
you know.
I liked it as well.
General Mustang.
Yeah, that's it. General Mustang. Yeah, Mustang. See again, I actually saw Fullmetal Alchemist dubbed as well. So there are some animes in my opinion that are much better dubbed. I would definitely say Fullmetal Alchemist was quite good, enjoyable to watch dubbed.
For me, I like watching everything like strictly subbed, and I like hearing the voices, and it's just the way it works.
okay.
Innit? So.
Fair play. All right, the bill number 2.
Second favorite. Naruto.
Did you just say
Oh,
Boruto?
fuck's sake!
Boruto,
man,
yeah.
you said
Which one?
You don't know Naruto.
Right,
Nah,
so,
seriously, did my guy say Naruto? Seriously,
so
my god.
Is that Shippuden as well, or just Naruto
100%,
strictly?
100%.
Alright, so Nabil, is that Shippuden as well, or just strictly Naruto?
Bear in mind, most of my favorite anime is based on how I felt at the time,
Okay.
and looking back on what I learned. That's how I feel.
Man said he learned from Naruto being useless and garbage.
Kevin, this real nigga shit on it. Oh,
Wait, Kevin.
Don't worry, no.
Kevin,
Let's go.
I said Naruto, not Sakura.
Naruto's useless too, like.
Fam, Naruto saves the world. What are you talking about? Useless.
My G, look, my ninja, yeah, he doesn't say shit, fam. You know how garbage he is, like, this is some overrated anime, like, shit, that shit died, like, 20 years ago.
Alright, wait. Listen to my argument before you take it down.
and Nabil, kind of elaborate, bro.
Elaborate.
So when I watched Naruto, yeah, I was starting to get into anime, and Naruto was the first anime I saw, and Naruto's kind of like a thing you sort of grew up with, and the only reason, like, you still watch Naruto when it got shit was the fact that you started off watching it when you were young, so you kind of grew up with Naruto in a way. You know?
Alright, no, I have to give it to you there. You're right there.
That time skip, bro, it matched with our time, bro. It was exactly the same. My guy was
it's true.
16. My guy was well, when he was 16, 18. Well, when he became 18, yeah, that's when we sort of finished college, right?
I don't know about that one, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Shippuden came in when he was in college, yeah, I remember.
When we finished college, like, we were 18. Well, Naruto, the time skip was when he was Anyway, basically around the same time, probably a 2-year age difference between us and Naruto. We kind of grew up, kind of felt the same, the same sort of shit that he experienced. Anyway, this guy was sort of, as Bilal said, underestimated. No one liked him. He wanted to change the world. He wanted to change the world because he wanted people to respect him. It started off like that, right? But then as he started to get more involved in the ninja world, he started to realize, fuck, I can't just be selfish. There are other people out there that I care about, especially my friends. And, I'm not the biggest victim in the world. Like, Gara fucking lost his mum, and then his dad was using him as a weapon and wanted his, he hated, and he thought that, he can use him as a weapon to take control of another village and fucking, use Gara as basically a tool. So he thought, well,
yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And then there's Sasuke, right, whose own brother ended up killing his clan, right, and left him alone, basically. And his sole purpose is to get revenge so he can get rid of that emotion, that feeling. And he knew from a very young age that if you catch feelings, you're fucked.
Unless it catch feelings,
It could fuck you up. Seriously.
I agree with that, yeah, but I want to say something about Sasuke, right? He's still a waste man, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
I'll tell
definitely.
you why.
Agreed.
Basically, you know the whole Sasuke story, right? That's basically based upon, well, for what my opinion, Hunter with Kurapika, right?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
difference between
Similar.
Kurapika is that Kurapika, at the end of the day, managed to find friends and move on. Whereas Sasuke, what pissed me off about Sasuke was like, my whole goal in life is to fucking kill Itachi. He done all this shit, right? He finally gets to a stage where he fights Itachi, right? He defeats him, he dies. Then he finds out it was all lie in the first place. And then he's like, I want to kill the Lee village. Now I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, the guy had basically no kind of moral compass. It was basically just whatever was in the moment. I'm
You
gonna
fucking
just
damaged
destroy shit.
me. He was damaged like fuck.
Yeah,
like,
don't get me. He was, but I feel like he could have at least tried to get more information instead of just attacking everyone for the fun of it. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, like, to me, Sasuke's character was lame.
Wait,
Oh,
hold
okay.
on. Can I make
Yeah,
something?
bro.
Naruto was a lot better. I think character-wise, I will say Naruto was a lot better character than Sasuke. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that they didn't like.
I think the universe is kind of it's good as in like it's interesting. There's lots of shit happening and the character designs are mad, but it doesn't fucking make sense. Sasuke was a terrorist.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that. I was literally going to say when Bosun said he's attacking everyone in the village, yeah?
Yeah.
I was going to say, look, it used to make Sasuke sound like a terrorist blowing up shit.
Yeah, but so was Orochimaru.
100%,
And
bro.
his
He tried to take out
So
the
was that
brother
Akatsuki.
of one of the biggest villages, in this Naruto universe, right? The fucking Eight Tails. He tried to take him out. And then after that, everyone sort of ignores the fact that he committed all these atrocities and welcomes him back as a hero, and then even invites him to fucking become leader and fight
yeah,
Naruto.
that made no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I agree. That was
It's like fucking Bin Laden coming back to America to fight Donald Trump for the election. That's
I mean,
how
but I would like to say though, in my opinion, Akatsuki themselves were like one of the best anime villain groups ever. Because what I loved about the Akatsuki is each one had their kind of unique personality.
Oh yeah,
Had
yeah,
their own
yeah.
motivations for why they were there in the first place.
Yeah, but everyone did their own thing in it, kind of.
Yeah, and that's when so they always, I love how they would always meet up together with that jutsu and then disperse again into their groups. And then
do their own
the
shit.
dynamic was quite fun as well to see. Like, my favorite dynamic was definitely I would even say Sasori and Deidara.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty fun. And obviously,
Yeah,
I think Deidara and Toby was a bit dead in my opinion, but Sasori and Deidara was quite a good combination.
But you know who the real OG is though?
Who?
In fucking Kisame.
Yeah.
The fish guy, he was sick.
Kisame, the way the thing about Kisame was he was basically, and he was probably the few actual ninjas in Naruto.
Yeah, that is true.
Everyone else was wearing bright colors,
Yeah. He was definitely one of my favorites in the Akatsuki.
Gimmicky ninjas. Kisame, he lived by the sword and died by it.
Yeah, but what do you mean by bright colors? Like, are you saying like nowadays you're not into
Like
this
Naruto,
shit, yeah?
okay, like Naruto wore a fucking bright orange jump.
Yeah.
We did still.
Yeah.
I think one underrated Akatsuki is the leaf-looking guy.
Oh, Zetsu.
Zetsu, yeah.
Yeah, but that story was shit as well. Like, what was the original lead part? That was with Kaguya. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Man. That was
Bosun, why are you roasting Bilal for? Bilal relates to him, innit? Because he's a nobody, innit?
No,
wow.
no. I'm saying he was underrated for the amount he did during the war.
Yeah, because the thing is, Zetsu was putting all the things in the first place, right?
Nah, he did it, yeah.
But even that
The
felt
guy
so
got
half-assed. Is like, there's this leaf guy standing there for most of the anime. And out of nowhere, he's the guy that was part of the original.
Yeah.
The thing about I'll say with Shippuden, it was too much at too soon. Like, they just put everything together at once, and it made really no sense. Like, Naruto's a lot of plot holes as well.
What killed Naruto was the 50 fillers they put in between real episodes.
Yeah. That was when Naruto ended, innit? Before Shippuden came in.
Oh my days! I got to the last filler section and I gave up because the amount of fillers when they were in cocoons was just ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god! When I saw that,
Yeah, I stopped watching Naruto because of that too. Still,
But they had no choice because it was either because that's the thing, the manga was ended, so they're gonna start shipping them right away. So it was either they could just done nothing or make more money, basically. And then
Because the thing was, they did that, and before then, they had some like ship fillers which lasted 50 episodes. It's just too long.
Yeah.
If it was 10
Yeah,
episodes,
still.
maybe.
Plus, to me, that
50 episodes.
that
at
final
least.
fight between Naruto and Sasuke was trash as well, in my opinion. I didn't like it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
alright. So whose turn is it next, man? Shit.
Yeah.
Books in the score.
All right, so I'm going for one that probably Kevin will agree with me.
Yeah.
But and like Berserk, fam.
Berserk is the
Berserk.
life.
Now we
Way
get
of
into
life.
the real.
All
Fuck all
about
this.
depression.
Yeah, fuck all this other happy shit. Now get to some depression. Now, the thing what I love about Berserk here is that to me, it's what I can relate the most in about life is that you struggle so hard to make things go right. And it just goes fucking wrong.
So basically, don't struggle. Accept it. Is that what you're saying, Bosun?
Yeah. So basically, like the
Tragedy.
background of Berserk is a guy who was part of a group called the Band of the Hawks. So he was a mercenary. He joined that group, and the leader was called Griffith. That fucking waste man.
Some Fascio. He's basically the best.
big waste man.
You know what Griffith reminds me of? Sasuke. That's it.
Yeah, that whole
Some
dynamic.
bitch boy.
Yeah, but basically, what fucks up is that in the end, their main leader sacrifices all of them, apart from Guts and his girlfriend Casca.
No, he does sacrifice Guts. He's trying to.
Yeah, he gets saved in it. Yeah, he gets saved in it. But the point is that him and his girlfriend survived, but now she's mentally retarded because she basically got raped during the whole ordeal, and we actually saw that scene as well in the eclipse. But the point I love about Berserk is the fact that no matter how hard his life's gone, he's been raped himself. He's seen his family and friends die, been sacrificed. He's had to kill a lot of people.
Wait, Gus has been raped, didn't he? He has, didn't it? Yeah, but
he was raped in the
Gambino,
first
whatever
manga. So
his
as a
name.
kid, basically his mother got killed, was hanged from a tree, and he came out with his obviously a vagina. And his dad basically said he was cursed because she died when he was born. So he sold his son into basically as a sex slave kind of thing.
Yeah.
So basically, so again, he's gone through so much shit. But the fact is, he still balances it out by basically saying, you know what, I'm not giving up. Especially because of the fact that he's fighting gods. Like in a lot of animes as well, you have that kind of power balance. Like for example, in Naruto, even in Dragon Ball Z, right? People generally have the kind of same power levels. There are kind of big differences, right? But Goku's not too far from Majin Buu or Cell. But the thing of Berserk, he's actually fighting gods. So the power scaling is
not gods,
fucked.
more like devils, ain't it?
The god hand essentially, right? And even
Yeah.
Griffith is femto as well, right? But what I like about the story is that it starts off with him being like alone, and then he found a group of Band of Hawks, and then he found another group of friends afterwards. So it kind of showed you that even though no matter how dark the situation is, you can still find the right amount of people to help you guide through it. So right now the manga's a bit more positive at the moment, isn't it? But I know something definitely dark's coming soon again because it's Berserk, isn't it?
Let's be real.
Friends
Berserk's
are
just
gonna die
dark,
or
fam.
something.
Yeah. And another
what
thing,
you
knowing about Berserk, the fights are fucking amazing. Absolutely, I haven't seen such good anime fights in many animes. The fights, the cutscenes, the angles, the violence, it's just amazing.
One thing is though, from what it sounds like, he doesn't give up.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
He does-
He's the real
literally.
like
Real
archetype of a
MVP,
Naruto.
literally.
Yeah.
Nah, Naruto shit. Don't compare Naruto to
Yeah.
Berserk.
No,
Allow it.
Berserk's
Don't
level.
even compare. Like honestly, don't even compare.
Kevin has no ratings for
Yeah,
Naruto.
yeah.
Naruto's garbage, man. Shit. Like,
Yeah, I was
no,
gonna say as
I'll
well,
be honest.
another thing about-
Can I say something? I'll be
It
honest.
sounds, it sounds like
Naruto.
you got a personal issue with Naruto. What the fuck?
Nah,
does that matter to you?
Kevin, go.
Besides, waste your time.
Go, Kevin, go. Okay, go, Bosun.
Alright, so basically what I was gonna say is because for me like I read the manga as well for Berserk when I had like a lot of free time, right? And the thing I did notice about Berserk was definitely it was a lot of depression. So I found out that basically the creator as well himself was going through a lot of depression, which kind of affected why the manga was so dark. So in a way, it was him kind of also expressing his own depression throughout his manga. But again, but you still see the balance between him finding that depression and still finding a way out of it at the same time by getting stronger by training. And so for me, it's like that example of how to like go through life, basically.
Alright, that sounds cool.
That sounds sick, bro.
Shall I move on to mine?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
My second favorite anime. I haven't really thought this far, but I think I would go for Code Geass.
Oh shit!
Great anime.
I want to
think
see as
so.
well.
You haven't
That-
seen?
Nah, I haven't seen Code Geass. No.
Oh, that's. I don't want to say this because it might deter you, but it kind of reminds me a bit of Death Note, yeah, because of the way it's only because of the way the story is, the way they like come out with some next reason of why something happened.
Yeah.
But the good thing is I don't know, I think I like that kind of side to animes, like the more intellectual side to animes.
Put
where
it this way, yeah. Put it
the
this way. You know
story
how
is more
Death-
deep than it actually looks.
You know how Death Note is set in a fucking like a city, right? Well, literally a town, right?
Yeah.
Code Geass is literally set in the entire world. So it's like completely stretched out, like where it's set, and it's also well, actually in a continent. And think of L and Light often waging war on each other
Yeah.
with fucking machines, robots,
I'm about
jets.
to cook yes, man.
Wait. Sorry. Give me a second. Wait.
Basically,
Who recommended Code Geass?
Bilal.
Bills.
why?
Oh, yeah. No. Sorry, because someone called me in there. I missed out. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, I just thought Code Geass.
But Zero he's the main character that basically he's like sadistic or evil in a sense, but he's one of the smartest guys you'll see, and he wages war against other smart guys at the same time, and it's kind of a battle of intellect, the same way kind of Death Note is, to be honest. But there's more like action involved, to be honest. There's more personal action, more fights and all that. And there's actual people under Zero or whatever, the main guy under him, that are just, you know, as good or like they're strong or whatever as well. So it's a bit more deep in my opinion. I think it's better than Death Note as well.
Why is everyone shitting on the Bills ideas?
No, I'm just saying, no. I'm
Yeah,
just
shoot, Naruto definitely trash in this podcast.
Everyone
I'm just
Chat,
comparing
Naruto.
it because like Death
Everyone
Note.
shat on fucking Death Note. Like, what the fuck?
When it comes to the actual like how the story's told or whatever, it kind of reminds me of Death Note at the same time. So that's why I'm comparing them in it.
Right, so
I'll
who's
be
your
honest
favorite
with you, though.
character in
Code Geass is
The
good,
main
though.
guy.
so-
Code
Zero,
Geass?
yeah.
Zero. Okay.
Mm.
I've
Nah,
never
mate,
seen Code Geass. I
Code
can't
Geass is
recommend it
right.
as well, ever.
Well, Code Geass is right, man. It took me like 2 tries to get into it, but it's right still.
Okay. Nabil, what you got to say about
He
Code
likes it
Geass?
as well, innit? He
Oh
likes it.
wait. Code Geass is okay. I think Bilal saying Code Geass is like Death is the really fucking right. But and there's lots of other comparisons. Like for example, you see how Death Note has this competing idea of justice. You know,
Yeah.
like L has his own idea of justice. Light definitely has his idea of justice, and it's just about which one actually is right. That's the question that Death Note asks you, right? But the actual question is which one is effective, which one's practical, and which one is going to win in this game. Because it's not about like, you know, you can talk about, oh, this is right, and you can make all the arguments for it, and you can feel like it's right. But if you're dead, who the fuck cares?
Nigga, you dead.
It's victim justice, right? That's the thing. In Code Geass, you've got the character Zero, who finds out like he's royalty, but he sort of gets kicked out. Like his mother is, he thinks she's one of the wives of the king, and he was sort of like he was spirited away at a very young age. His mother was treated really badly, and he sort of grew up in relative poverty, right? But he was so fucking smart, and his sole ambition was to get back at his get back at the king. He wanted to get back at, because he thought the king was evil for doing what he did to his mum. And what ends up happening, right, is he works his way up. Like, it is so fucking insane, Code Geass. Like, it's got bits of like high school anime in it. It's got bits.
It does.
It's got like everything in it. It's like a mix. It's like if you think of anime like as a whole genre, and if you want one anime to sort of encapsulate all that shit, Code Geass is your fucking thing. It's got tragedy.
What for school and stuff like that?
For school, for seinen shit.
Nah, fuck
like,
that, bro. My Hero Academia. What are you talking about?
It has school in it.
Oh, fuck
It
that
has
shit.
combat. It has mechs in it.
got-
It has
it's got
intellect in it.
everything.
It
It's
has.
like- it's like-
Nah. Come off with that bullshit. Everything you described right there, yeah? If you want the best version of that, watch My Hero Academia. What do you think, Kevin? Am I talking shit?
Nah, my Hero Academia is one of the rarest anime out there.
Oh
so
yeah,
I think
no. But understand, right? It's got it's got like the psychological elements. It's got pretty.
Nah,
much-
it makes sense. It makes sense as well to what Bill's saying. I have to be honest with you, like, but if I have to choose between Code Geass or my Hero, then I'll choose my Hero. Still, I think I prefer.
Fair enough.
But that is only but that is only my personal opinion. So go, guys, check out yourself.
Guys,
Code
watch
Geass
both of
and-
them, man. Just watch both of them.
Nah. If you're gonna prioritize, watch My Hero Academia.
Bosun's hating. Like,
both seriously, if you watch, I think you'll like Code Geass.
yeah, I think you like.
I might actually, to be fair, I might give it a try. I'm not saying it's try. I can't say try. I haven't seen
Because
it.
the
I might give it a
battles
try.
legit are fucking smart as hell. Like
It's only because the Bill said
it's
it's good. You're saying
basically-
No. I'm just saying because the things he was saying, yeah, like I think My Academia might do it.
No, I'm not.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
it, so
exactly.
I might be
Yeah.
wrong. I might be wrong. So it's cool. It is what it is. Alright, so
No, it's
Kevin, your
basically
last one.
No. Let Limbil finish first, and then we'll go to that.
Alright.
Alright, so basically the battles, you know how you like the flashy battles? You like the fucking, the sort of clashes between people. Like, it's got that,
Yeah.
because like you're all in like sort of like, mech robots and shit like that, and you can like they're solo pilots. So basically it's like you're fighting with robots, essentially. But it's also got the army, the big scale battles as well, where Zero is like commanding massive armies. He starts off as a terrorist and eventually becomes this sort of freedom fighter for Japan. And it really deals with some really interesting themes like racism as well. Because Japan is like a colony of the king, his sort of like greater empire. So Japan is just a part of that. And then they're discriminated because they're Japanese or whatever. It's fucking sick. Check it out, seriously.
Okay. That's cool. Okay, your last one, yeah?
My last one, I don't know what to recommend for my last one because I've got 2 sick animes out. Yeah, I don't know if I should do sports or freaking teacher anime.
Just say both to see if it's compared them.
Alright, so GTO and Hajime no Ippo, innit? So they're both good animes.
Say no.
Yeah.
See, and if you guys seen GTO or Hajime no Ippo, yeah, then you know it. Like it's really hard. They're both funny, no doubt. Hands down, they're both comedy. Like if you guys like comedy, both of them, GTO and Hajime no Ippo is just comedy. So both watch it. But one's more to the boxing side. So Hajime no Ippo is more boxing shit. So you want to watch more boxing stuff, yeah, action and fights and stuff. And how this guy was a nobody and then becomes a somebody. Like he tries to become a somebody and stuff. And their comedy's involved and everything. Yeah, they watch boxing.
That was actually another anime that made me go into the manga.
Hajime
no Ippo.
Yeah.
Go on. I read over 1,000 chapters of that manga.
So,
it's the only manga
so I'll be honest with you. Like I saw, and then GTO was just about a teacher who was a delinquent, and he somehow got into some next teaching, and some woman, the chairwoman in some private school kind of shit, yeah, believed in him, and he started teaching, like he started showing love to the students, and like he showed that he cared and stuff like that. So it was really good, and it's really comedy, and also he's a pervert. I'll be honest with you, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, let's be real, like. But if I had to choose one, yeah, because that's the problem. I don't know, like it's really hard, and like
Just choosing it.
Fuck it. I'm gonna be honest. Watch Hajime no Ippo, innit? Like GTO is good as well, but watch Hajime no Ippo, innit? I really like that. You like watching anime, sports kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then watch boxing. Yeah, that really motivates you. It makes you think. Yeah,
Trust.
This guy's like.
Trust.
He does bare shit for his mom. Like he shows love for his mom. He shows love to his friends.
He
He's a
reminds
nobody.
me of Kenichi at the same time.
Nah. He reminds me of Bilal still. Like.
I'll take that as a compliment still.
Yeah, of course.
That theme right
Yeah,
there.
I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah. He has a big dick as well in it, so.
Nah, but let's be real, yeah. He might have a big dick, but Bilal, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Let's move on before he says anything else.
Here's a question, though, right? Here's a question, right? You got a big dick, but are you using it though? Are you using it?
No, I'm not using it.
Not fully functional.
It's being saved for that special TerraVision fan.
Hey, that's lit. Any TerraVision groupies out here, you know what it is, isn't it?
Including guys as well. He's open.
Yeah, he's open to all sources out here, like.
And I don't want to disappoint people in it, so we'll move on to Nabil. Let's move on to Nabil. What's your last one, bro?
One Piece.
Oh shit! I haven't liked a single one of your choices.
You know, like what?
I said I haven't liked a single one of your choices, but come, carry on.
I know they're not unique; they're proper cliches, but I think I like them because they sort of mean something. One Piece is sick. One Piece is about like fucking freedom, innit? You know.
Freedom.
Man said freedom. Is there really such thing in life, fam?
I like something is an illusion.
No, that's the important thing, because in One Piece, of course, freedom's an illusion, fam. He thinks he's gonna go out, sail the world, become pirate king. He sees all these obstacles in his way, and the biggest one is the fucking Marines, the people who want to control freedom.
The thing I also One Piece, I do like the whole again inequality thing where the Marines, a lot of them are scumbags, but because of the fact that they're
yeah.
Marines, they never get called out on it.
Oh, exactly. That's the thing, right? Fucking this guy. All this guy wants to do is he wants to, jump into the sea with his friends, right? And he wants to achieve his goal, which is to become pirate king. That's it. That's all he wants to do. And
You
then
know what that sounds like?
Fucking big deal, huh?
Naruto and ships.
No. It sounds a bit like Berserk, innit? Like he's just trying to do his own thing, and then the government's trying to fuck him. It sounds real life, innit? If you think about it, it's like it's like us humans. We're trying to get somewhere, and then we're just getting fucked anal by our government, literally, left, right, center.
Literally in every hole.
Every
No, I mean, I loved when they found out
hole.
that Luffy's granddad was part of the Marines. Like when that happened, that scene came in, that was absolutely funny. Because it's like, oh shit, so the guy that he's been fighting against, like, he's actually granddad's part of it as well. That's pretty cool.
And he's one of like the most senior members of the Marines.
Exactly, yeah.
Back in his day, he was a fucking hero.
He was a don as well. Man.
Legendary sort of Marine.
So what's your favorite group in that One Piece though? Like, so is it the pirates? Is it the what they called, man? What's Don Quixote's crew called?
Fuck them.
What he's part of that thing, that association called the
Heart Pirates.
No, but what's he?
Or the Shichibukai.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So who's your favorite? Like, what's your favorite actual group?
Shichibukai are scum. Shichibukai are basically people the government hate, but they're forced to do a deal with them in the
Give me the
first.
phone. Give me a phone.
Yeah. So what's it called? So what's your favorite group then in One Piece?
Oh, okay. Individual pirates, bro. Probably. I like Shanks. I like the Shanks' pirate crew. That's fucking cute. That's a sick group.
Guys, can we take a break to call out Momo? Can we
What,
take a
call him
break
out?
to call out? Yeah, I'm phoning him now, and we're gonna see his excuse.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Call that fucker out.
Mo, where are you, bruv?
Yo, Bilal.
Where are you?
Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, I couldn't make it, G.
Okay. How comes?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to,
You,
lead you on at night.
you know we all woke up at 11 o'clock, yeah, for this podcast, bro.
9
for
o'clock,
you,
fam.
Yeah, we had
Oh,
to.
wait.
Yeah, bruv.
Oh, right, day. I feel worse now. Wallah, I feel mad.
That's good.
You know you're on podcast right now, yeah? It's recording right live. You're on a podcast right now. Say hi to the fans.
Yeah, I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry, boys.
Well, now you're on the phone now. Tell us what's your top 3 animes right now.
Yeah. Tell us your top 3 animes quickly, bro.
No, wait. What's his excuse for
Animes.
being busy though? Wait, what's his excuse for being busy?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
What do you say? What do you say? Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter, who?
One Piece as well.
One Piece is good, but like,
Is Bosun there as well?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck Dragon Ball
Did
Z.
you say you couldn't make on Saturday either?
Yeah, but I changed my plans
They
today for
did
the
a
podcast.
surprise attack, fam.
like Pokemon.
wait. Unlike you, yeah, he didn't snake the thing in it. Man, made time for it.
Same.
Say, bro. You take care, man. You take care.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
No worries. It's all good, bro.
Calm,
Don't worry
calm,
about it.
calm,
It's calm. Alright,
Wenger in.
We're good. Alright, safe.
Alright, so back to your pirate. So was it Shanks' crew, yeah?
Hey, yeah. I forgot what they call Redhead Pirate.
Ooh, Ben, come on.
Fam, I don't know any redhead pirates, but I know redhead girls are nice still.
Redhead girls, yeah.
Man.
How would we divert to redhead girls, bro? Like,
I think my favorite crew though is probably Blackbeard. Kurohige's crew.
Blackbeard.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, man, he's like the dirtiest scumbag ever.
Exactly,
like,
he's a pirate. Just like Naruto, like, he's not like a ninja.
Yeah,
He's actually a pirate.
yeah.
True. He's a scumbag.
Plus,
though.
I guess he's pretty strong as well. He's got 2 fucking strongest devil fruits. So
Yeah,
but not
that's
just him.
true.
As well. I like his crew, like the wrestling guy. I like him. I think he's pretty funny. The old witch woman is pretty funny as well. Like his crew's quite eccentric. Each one's got quite a unique personality. And I like that as well.
You know who I think most unique is?
Who?
Buggy the Clown, fam.
Yeah.
He's
He
fucking
was one of
funny,
the first
this guy.
fights, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kevin would definitely be buggy.
That's an insult. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
Well, to be fair,
Buggy
Buggy's not
sounds
weak.
funny,
Though, at the same time, like he's a clown, but he's not weak.
Is that the one when he killed the?
Yeah, but
the
Kevin's
dog
not
or some
sick.
shit? It was a long time ago when I watched it.
Yeah.
When he killed the dog, and then Luffy got mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, one of my favorite scenes in One Piece was definitely the first. You know, the fish guy that they had to fight off.
How long? How long?
Not how long? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that story with what's her name?
Nami.
Nami and her village.
Yeah.
Again,
yeah,
the racial thing was it's good because it's fucked up what they've done. But if you look what humans done to the fishman in the first place, like, can you really blame a Jinbei coming out? Not Jinbei, Arlong. But again, of course, you have a Jinbei as well who kind of balances out at the same time, innit? So it's like
I was just about to say, yeah, I rate Jinbei still. You have to rate that guy.
He's part of the crew now, isn't he? He joined the.
You know, I'd be surprised. You know, Jinbei reminds me of fucking Martin.
Martin Luther King. Nah, I see that.
Man's referencing
Yeah,
Martin
no.
Luther King, history antics, yes.
And the that fishmen and pirates and
both-
marines.
You see that though? You see that link though?
Nah, I see
Like,
that. I see it as well. Like, guy's more like a peaceful guy in it. Like,
Yeah,
he
he's a
is.
peacemaker.
yeah, again, and he's strong at the same time. He's not weak as well. Like, he's really strong.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Fishman karate, fam. Jeez.
Georgian karate.
So Bilal, have you seen One Piece?
I've seen like some of it, not much.
Okay, so who's your favorite character?
I haven't seen enough of it to say that, bruv. I'll say the dog that died in it. Let's keep it at
The
that.
dog that died.
R.I.P.
I'm going with favorite character. I'm going with Akainu, man.
Wait.
I think it's Don.
I do
Well,
like
the
the
guy.
guy with the slingshot as
Don't
well.
What? Usopp?
Just because he's fun.
Hold this L, bro.
Just because he's funny.
Yeah.
And he
Bilal-
reminds me
Bilal-
and he
Bilal-
reminds me
Bilal's
of
taking mad L's right now. All I'm
Hassan
saying-
as well. That's why.
Hey, alive.
You're a dickhead.
Oh shit! On the beat.
You're a dickhead.
Oh, you guys don't know who Hassan is, so that's fine. That's
Hey,
fine.
leave.
Zoro's quite lit as well.
Nah,
Love
for me,
that bit out.
Akainu, man. Akainu.
But
Dude, it's supposed to be your favorite character, not freaking who's
My
taking the
favorite
most L's.
character. I haven't watched enough of it to say the favorite character.
Kevin, yours?
Chopper, man. Chopper's jokes. Like, he's a fucking
Jeez.
reindeer with fucking doctor's powers and shit. Like, he's bare jokes and he can turn massive and shit.
Yeah,
And
I
he
like
does-
him as well.
and he takes like those pills to do next shit. Like, he can transfer to some next kung fu one as well. It's bare jokes. Like,
Yeah.
Chopper's just funny.
I do remember watching Zoro have his first fight, where the first time they met him or whatever. That was quite lit as well.
Yeah,
When
I
he had like
like
multiple swords and all that.
Yeah, I
shit.
like Zoro's moves. Like,
Yeah.
like the animation always good when Zoro does his moves.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that 1,000-pound, what you call it, that was mad.
You know, I like the fight when Zoro fought the guy with that massive sword, that black something. I can't remember. Is it Black Hawk? Black
Oh,
Mihawk, yeah. Mihawk,
Yeah.
Man.
He's
yeah. He
sick,
duppied
bro.
though. He duppied him.
Yeah,
though.
obviously. No lie, he did destroy Zoro, but I still rate Zoro for trying it.
Yeah. He had the balls in
Like,
the
that
first
guy
place,
just
innit?
murked him like.
Do you
One
know
thing I would say, I used to rate Sanji a lot, but in this recent arc, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. But I just don't rate him
taking
anymore.
L's.
L.
Let's be real though. You know what? The reason why he's taking L's. It's like every guy in it. We get like
Pussy
man them
whips.
gets too thirsty.
Basically that.
Man them gets thirsty and simple as.
Exactly, and then start simping and shit of a big mama's little nasty ass daughter.
Stress.
Bosun, let's go to your number 3.
That
my
Illuminati gonna die.
Okay, my number 3, I'm kind of like Kevin. I'm a bit torn between. It's gonna be between Dragon Ball Z.
Hero or hero.
Nah. Dragon Ball
not
Z
even. I'm
or
sure.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Oh.
but for sake of nostalgia, I'll go with Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
No, Dragon Ball Z was
Yeah.
way though. I heard that still.
So Dragon Ball Z is like it's mostly nostalgia. I don't like, and I've said it again. I don't like Super. I think Dragon Ball Super is fucking trash.
Garbage.
My
It was
opinion is
garbage.
better watching Dragon Ball GT. A lot more interesting villains. Baby, Super 17. But again, it's kind of a similar thing about Dragon Ball Z. It's kind of the same thing where it's like, if you work hard, Goku. Like again, I like the balance. He's a strong guy, but he's a very humble guy, very stupid at the same time. The fights. The thing is, Dragon Ball Z was the first anime to put in that kind of fights, that fast fighting kind of animes where the moves are all kind of like in high speed, and the fights are like really like sometimes they'll last like a whole episode or they'll last 5 minutes. And the villains as well. I like the villains. Frieza's one of my favorite villains in anime, hands down. His voice is amazing. Very very interesting character as well. And this, for me, mainly it's the fights, the games as well. I love Dragon Ball Z games. I love the movies. I love it as well. It's overall, I just love Dragon Ball Z. It's part of my childhood. I like the characters and
Great.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Dragon Ball Z was childhood. You have to love it.
Don't try that, fam. Don't try that, Bosun. You know it. The greatest villain in anime is fucking Light Yagami.
I didn't say I said one of my favorite villains. I didn't say he's the greatest villain. I said one of my favorites, Frieza.
Oh, sorry.
It's a little bit different.
Frieza, some dirty guy though. I have to rate him. But you know who I rate as a villain in fucking thing? Dragon Ball Z. What's that guy's name?
Babidi.
No, you know that pink dude, the pink dude.
He was quite good as well, though, to be
What's his
fair. Babidi was decent. BBD.
No, the pink dude, man. The fat
Majin
one that
Buu.
turns. Yeah, Majin Buu turns people into chocolates and that. He's jokes.
Wait, so
I find
which
him
Majin Buu or Super Buu or Evil Buu? Which one? So Majin Buu, yeah.
Majin Buu because he's first one out in it straight. Like,
You remember that old Buu as well, that old granddad Buu as well.
Nah, the Majin Buus are just funny. Like they're just sick, innit? Like
Yeah, I like Majin Buu as well.
Who's your favorite fighter in
fun.
Dragon Ball Z?
Favorite fighter Dragon Ball Z. Ooh, all right. So that's interesting.
Gohan.
Gohan.
You know,
I would say
Miles,
Piccolo, bruv. I like Piccolo. bruv.
I'll say Vegeta on it. Like
So we go around. So why Vegeta?
You're saying Piccolo because it's the closest thing to a black character.
Exactly, 100%, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
what do you mean? There's that dark skinned guy. What's his name? Mr. Popo. Like he's the hella darkest.
Actually, that is true as well. It's
Black guy, right?
That's my
Like,
uncle right there, bro. Mr.
I said
Popo,
black,
darkest.
not Somali.
Uh,
And the thing is, he's speaking Indian as well, bro. It's time for Mr. Popo, bro.
He's some dark Indian though. Let's be real. Like,
This guy's bleed.
like all I'm saying is, yeah, if you're that blue,
Yeah, that's my uncle, fam. Shout out to Mr. Popo, innit?
if you're that,
He wants to look Indian, innit?
He doesn't. His face is black Indian.
He's black as
He's a black.
fam, if you're that blick and you're Indian, yeah, goodbye. And that's
He's
what I'm
like
saying.
Jinx. Oh my
Yeah, but
days,
Jinx is
he's
on it.
Jinx's
Jinx's
husband.
husband, yeah.
Husband, yeah, that's it.
Mad.
Hey, back to
That's
topic is
mad.
Vegeta. Why Vegeta, bro?
Why Vegeta? You know, cause like I feel like he is kind of like OP, yeah, but at the same time, like even though he's so OP, like he has to achieve it like by doing more shit than Goku does. I feel like Goku just gets powered up by doing nothing. Like you know what I'm trying to say, like.
Yeah, see, I agree with you. I kind
You
of
get
feel sorry for Vegeta because like he works.
Yeah, because
like,
he tries so hard, and he's
Yeah.
like a freaking. He's supposed to be superior class than what's his name Goku.
Goku,
but
yeah, 'cause he's
Goku
in the
always
same
levels him
realm,
out like.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like even for example, I know I've seen the Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball movie, the latest one, basically Super,
Yeah.
where basically like Vegeta becomes the strongest. Oh yeah, cool. So basically Vegeta becomes the strongest fighter in the universe for literally 10 seconds, and then Goku gets God mode. It's like,
That's
what the fuck?
That's what I'm trying to say,
Like, literally.
as soon as Vegeta becomes good, yeah, like someone always overtakes him. He takes an L.
Yeah, literally. And that for me, I like him. Like I don't like him in Super again because in Super he's basically Barish's bitch. Like he basically bummed the guy the whole time. But in Dragon Ball Z, I don't know when he became Majin Vegeta as well. I like the fact that he's willing to basically become evil to beat Goku. Like he's so determined to beat Goku, he's willing to like basically go to all the lengths. I respect that at the same time as well.
Of course, sorry, but he still took an L still.
Yeah. Because Goku was play fighting. He wasn't even taking it serious.
Trust. So Nabil next, I guess, or Bosun, whoever can say their favorite.
Gohan, yeah.
Oh yeah, Gohan.
Why Gohan?
I ain't seen Dragon Ball Z.
Alright, so I guess of what you've seen in Gohan, yeah.
Man said I ain't seen
Gohan,
Dragon Ball Z,
isn't
but Gohan, I'm done.
100%. Gohan is basically that character. He's like that prodigy, innit? He's fucking. From what I've seen a clip of Dragon Ball. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, so you're right in the sense that basically Gohan
He
is the
basically
strongest fighter.
doesn't he take on Cell and fuck him up?
Yeah, so basically Gohan is supposed to be the strongest fighter in Dragon Ball Z.
Like literally the fate of the universe hangs in the balance, and everyone Cell is this guy who sort of defeated everyone. He's almost become.
No, wait. Stop there. So basically, Goku could have defeated Cell as well, but the thing is, he allowed Gohan to fight him, I guess, to see to get
Where he
his
is, innit?
potential.
Where he is,
But again, that's a bad dad. Like, who the fuck lets your son fight the biggest villain in the universe just to show if he's a good fighter, essentially? But
or just to see where he's at in it.
exactly,
That's
yeah. But in the end, it worked out though. So because he got Super Saiyan 2, because Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 form looks sick as well. In my opinion.
No risk, no reward, fam.
Pretty much.
Gohan
Man, I said no risk, no reward. You know what is this like?
Gohan became savior of the universe.
All right, I'm going with either Piccolo or. Now I say Piccolo, man. I like Piccolo. The reason why I like Piccolo is because, like, he's quite an interesting character in the fact that it's kind of similar kind of racial thing. Basically, the Mexicans were basically blacks, if we're being honest. They were basically black people, right? So, but again, I like the fact that he basically was a strong fighter. He's got a good sense of morals. he helped Gohan a lot. He trained Gohan. Like literally when Goku was off fighting, doing other shit, he was actually helping Gohan train. I like the fact that he's like quite a balanced character as well. So he's not like a kind of he's quite rational. He won't go into a fight just willy nilly like Goku would basically do. He thinks about it, and also I like his moves, especially in canon. I like the telekinesis. I like when he fused with Nami as well, because it's quite funny in the Abridged. If you watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which I recommend to watch that definitely. Yeah, I think it's quite a balanced character. I like Piccolo. Plus he's basically black, so yeah, my nigga.
My G.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go. The biggest L character in Dragon Ball Z has to be Yamcha. This guy's life is a fucking L, bro.
Yeah, nah, you're right. You're right. He takes mad L's, man. This guy, you know what? He's like the fake.
Yeah.
You know what? He's like the fake Goku, fam. Man just said it like.
But here's what's deep about it, right? So basically, if you see Dragon Ball, Kevin, the original Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, of course.
So basically, Yamcha was actually pretty sick. He was one of the strongest fighters. Not the strongest fighter, but he had a good personality. He was quite a cool guy, right? But in Dragon Ball Z, he just major L's. He gets fucked up. He gets killed by a Saberman.
Basically, everyone beats him up. Well, everyone beats him up. End of like.
He was killed by a Saberman. Vegeta took his girl. Vegeta took Bulma from him as well.
This guy takes mad L's. That's it in life.
Gyro fucked him up, and Gyro's a fucking weak ass robot as well. And literally, it was so fucking funny the way he got fucked. Yeah, so definitely, I think he might be the biggest L character in anime in general. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like.
No. Berserk takes a lot of L's as well, the guys.
No, but come on, but Gus is mad as strong as fuck though. At the same time.
He is, but
Yamcha's an L, bro. Like an L, like literally. The guy, like, just literally just type in Saberman Yamcha, right, and to see how this guy got killed by a little alien. It was so oh my god!
Didn't Goku have to collect? Didn't he collect sort of
the history of Yamcha's failures? That's literally. So basically, we're watching a video quite now called the history of Yamcha's failures. And it's 12 minutes. Need I say more?
Shall I move on to my third favourite anime?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Yeah, go on. I was just about to say, what about the last fam? My man just all left him hanging. Like,
I don't know. When it comes to the third favourite anime, there's a few. Like, I don't really have a third favourite, but there's a few I would like to mention.
Alright, go on, go for it.
So, one, Gurren Lagann, but.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann's alright still.
Gurren Lagann's good, but I don't know if I'd give it that third position. Like, it's good, but I don't know if I'd give it that third position. There's also Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, that's definitely gonna be out there. Like,
Hunter x Hunter is amazing, but I don't like the way they hyped up his dad, and then he found his dad in a freaking hole. Like,
but his
he
dad's
didn't even care about him
though.
going. My guy was fucked up. Didn't even go visit him.
Yeah, exactly. He tried to snake his son after he found him as well. Like, and the way it ended as well, the anime was, I don't know, man. Like, if you watch the manga, it's different, but if the way the anime is, it's but strictly talking anime.
I'll give you an example of why Hunter is so amazing, right? You see when Leorio punched Jing, right?
Yeah.
And that was amazing, right? So check this out. He actually used his nen abilities. He can modify attacks that he's been attacked by. So see Leorio's punch, right? He can use that ability now, and he can modify it as well. That's how amazing, like. Not every little thing Hunter x Hunter has a meaning. It's not like everything's calculated.
No, I like Hunter x Hunter, but these are the reasons I can't. Like, it kind of puts me off putting it in that position. But like, out of the ones that do that, the options I am given, I think Hunter x Hunter is the highest out of them. Ippo makes it like is one of them as well. But I think let's get deeper into Hunter x Hunter if you want to get into that.
Well, Hunter x Hunter, we've all seen it, right? Or
yeah.
have you all seen the Hunter x Hunter? So what would you say your favourite arc is?
The Ant arc, man. It has to be.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That shit changed the whole anime.
Trust me.
Before that, don't get me wrong, Hunter x Hunter was pretty good. Like York Canoe was a decent arc in it. But the thing again with the Chimera Ant is that there were just so many different abilities that we just saw came out of everywhere.
The thing is, there were so many good characters, and that made for so many good fights. Whereas in like other animes like Naruto, there's one main bad guy.
Yeah.
But with this, the Ant arc, the main guy was like ultimately powerful and the craziest, but everyone under him was also crazy powerful at the same time.
I definitely agree.
And the abilities they had were all different. There was nothing that was like similar kind of thing, and they were all good. They were all like they were kind of intellectual at the same time. The fights as well, the way they had to kill him or find his weakness or that kind of shit, or what they had to do to be able to fight them, like how Killua was having issues with his family at the same time, and he had to Gon as well. And it's a whole.
I mean, what I think what's amazing about the Chimera arc at the same time is the whole kind of double-edged sword where they basically had human ability because the mother ate some humans.
Yeah.
But that fucked up as well because they had that because the humans have individuality, whereas ants are generally more of a colonial system, so they follow the queen.
Yeah, like they follow
Yeah.
the queen,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
Like bees, innit, basically.
Exactly,
Same
yeah.
shit.
Whereas them having that individuality kind of fucked them up at the same time, even though they give them power.
Yeah.
But I still think Miriam was actually quite a decent guy. I don't agree with Netero saying what he was evil.
That's why I think some of them, did actually have a good side to them, and they thought, okay, maybe what we are doing is wrong in a sense as well.
Yeah, like Ikoglu, the little squid guy. He actually helped out. He saved
he helped out.
Yeah.
Skilla would have bled out.
Yeah.
My favorite one I would have to say was probably UP. So the Royal Guard. His ability was amazing. Like the guy was just pure.
What was
anger.
his ability again?
Like, my guy was just, but the thing again, he can control it as well afterwards. So it was really interesting. And his transformations were really ugly. I like that. I like that kind of like weird kind of ugly shit, basically.
Like, you love weird, ugly shit. Like,
Exactly, yeah. So I like that shit. I also like Cheetu as well. You know the leopard.
Oh,
Although he was an L, how he got killed was funny as hell.
I like the one that turned into like not a fairy, but like those little.
Oh, Yuppie. No, Poof.
Poof. Yeah.
No, Poof was a Poof.
No, I liked it. Man. It was unique though, innit? It was
What I'll say about Poof is he was actually legitimately loyal to the king.
Yeah.
It was a bit too overzealous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he always had the king's interest at heart.
Yeah. That's
I-
what
I
I think.
can
That's what I
respect
liked the most. The loyalty that they had, even though it wasn't to the it was to the enemies, but
It was still.
it was still the qualities were there.
But see, that's the thing about Hunter. I love about it. Like, no matter how fucked up the ants are, it showed you that humanity was even more fucked up.
Yeah, and it did show in a sense that the way, like, you could kind of see the ant side to everything, even though they were eating humans, you could see their side of it, and you kind of did get that feeling that there may be some way to have unity instead of
And
having to destroy
evolve
them
as
all.
well. Yeah. Look, we do the same thing. We hunt animals, we cage animals. Like we can't take away the most purest creature. And again, like you're saying, like at least the ants had still a bit more of an order to them as well, compared to where like with humans. I mean, we also have order as well in a sense, but because we want to be individuals all the time, that creates even more division and.
Yeah, I think there was actually parts in the anime where it shows where the ants were talking. They were saying these guys eat animals and stuff like that, but when we eat them, it's like an issue.
Yeah, like Miriam, for example, when he had the prisoners and he would like spare me, and Miriam was like, "What? Why are you talking about spare you? When you hunt cows, do you really look at cows with compassion? No, you don't. There's animals." He said, because that's the thing. He basically required humans to get stronger because his ability was the more he ate, the stronger he got.
Yeah.
Like a king essentially.
Yeah.
So again, what makes him doing that evil compared to humans doing that? So again, it kind of throws out that question as well. And again, the fight between Miriam and Netero was amazing. Shouts out to the Bodhisattva, which is actually a Buddhist deity, which is Netero's ability, the 1,000-hand Bodhisattva, which again was a really cool looking ability. And again, even his training, like the guy basically like done a punch like for 1,000 times to get strong, and then he done it, and then it was pretty cool as well.
Yo, Bothi, why do you think Meruem was good?
Okay, so no, I wouldn't necessarily say he was good in the sense that.
But you want to say he's evil.
But what I mean is that basically, his evolution of at first he came in the world, he was like, okay, fuck humanity, they're just livestock, like we view animals. But towards the end, he kind of realized when he met Kamuki, he realized that we're vulnerable people in the world, and his idea was basically to say that, look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically reduce the population, make it so that people are actually looked after, because again how he explained it again, like you have how many people in the world starving right now, dying because we were so obsessed with power. So he was gonna be like basically that archetype to control everything. But obviously he was realistic because he wasn't gonna say, okay, I'll save the whole world. He knew that to do that you have to control the actual population. So again, obviously you could say it's fucked up, but I like the fact that he at least had that kind of, all right, I can actually use his power to change rather than just saying I'm a king, I'm gonna eat everyone and then have fun. Because then in the end, what else you can do after that? Once you get everyone, you know what I mean? That's how I see it anyway.
Ah, okay. I remember Meruem being quite
philosophical.
He was proud of his own race.
He was. But so are we. So. And where did he get that from in the first place?
Yeah.
But the thing is, because he was proud of his own race, he cared about them more. And when he didn't care about them, it was when he thought he didn't have.
No, but then he met Kamugi. So that's not valid.
Yeah, I'm thinking,
like I just said right now, he met Kamugi and because remember when she was basically
getting... Let me finish. Like, this is right at the beginning, as soon as he was born. So he had this disposition where he just cared about his race, and when he didn't care about individuals of his race is when they felt that they didn't care. Whereas the humans, they're willing to do all the dirty,
No,
you
but
know, just to get rid of the problem, right? Like send Netro there and sacrifice himself,
Yeah.
just to fucking get rid of the issue, even though, you know, there wasn't a principle behind
Well,
it.
what I find more fucked about it, they blamed the Hunter Association for the camera ant, which was not, I don't think was fair as well. Like they literally just said, okay, it's your problem, you deal with it, which was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
hold on
yeah.
a second, like it wasn't really their fault to begin with. It was basically just because it's kind of similar to One Piece, where they know the what do you call it, the other continent, whatever you call it in One Piece. It's similar, you have the Dark Continent, where it's like it's more of the world that has been explored, and that's how the camera ant come from in the first place. So. You know, I also found it surprising that Hisoka was in the Chimera Ant arc, because I would have thought Hisoka would have been the one that this guy was so battle hungry. I'm surprised he wasn't there to like kill so many ants, because he would have went crazy. He would have went crazy if he was there. So then we got Kite. Well, Kite obviously R.I.P. Kite instead. Although he got reincarnated as a little girl. But, yeah. Another thing about I love the whole the Gon thing. Like again. What I like was this, when Gon transformed into his power, it wasn't just a case of now he can say that permanently. He basically sacrificed his whole net to basically kill the
paralyzed himself basically.
Left Peter.
Yeah.
And now he can't use net anymore.
Left Peter was sick as well.
Yeah, she was sick. Well, he was sick. I think it was. I don't know where it was.
No,
Ant,
you
bro.
know, I think the most best villain is Hisoku. Like that guy's some weirdo, but he's quite sick in
Yeah,
his own
I
aspect.
like him a lot. Oh, no, he's on the run now at the moment. So like in the manga right now, the Phantom Troop are looking to kill him. Essentially, they after it all because he basically fucked up when he was fighting because he basically fought the head of the the Phantom Troop, which was a Crowler, and he basically killed a lot of their members as a revenge. So now they want to kill him basically.
Neferpito, if you can't work out their gender, all you have to say is
Yeah, he she is it he she. Oh, not really. What is it? Because it's an ant. So it's not really. It's a single sex.
It's an ant, yeah.
So either way, like stop using your human gender types to categorize people.
Exactly. Stop assuming ant gender, bro.
So any more anime we talk about? Any more animes we think that are good, decent? What about non-action anime? What about animes that are not really focused on action purely? What we talk about?
I did like that biking anime.
Oh, you Yorashi Pedal?
Yeah, that was quite good. But that's because I was into biking at the time, but no other reason.
But man said no action, yeah. But man's riding a bike, so isn't that?
But you're right. No, I mean like fighting.
He means that fighting,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I would say to me, Kids on the Slope. I don't know if you guys ever seen that anime. Basically, it's a slice of life anime, just about night life, basically. And I think they're making a movie about it coming up as well. Yeah, I recommend really good animation.
Action anime. So fighting. Has anyone seen Erased? It's called Erased. Still.
No.
I think that's one of the best anime out there. Erased.
What's
one
it
of
about?
them. Shit, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, damn, Erased is the English name. Like,
Okay, erase that.
Hey, give me a second.
Nabil, what's your favorite non-actiony anime then? What are you talking about?
I just gave you one. No.
Okay, outside of Death Note then.
Outside Death Note, non-action. Come back to me.
Pardon?
Come back to me.
Everyone's done.
Everyone's done, bro.
Ooh, I know Hannah. I know Hannah was good. It was a sad one.
What's it about?
I know Hannah was basically I watched it long ago. Basically, I think it's about this it was this guy who sort of lost all his friends. Like this is like a couple
My
of
friends
years.
are dead.
Fam, why are we getting into some depressing anime?
Basically, it's fucking anyway. Basically, he sort of like they separated. He had this friend group, very close knit, boys and girls, and then as they moved on through life, they split apart. And then because of one of the most popular friends in that group passed away at a very young, right? And then the anime starts when the spirit of this girl is on, like he starts to see the spirit of who passed. And the story is that she wants to unite all her friends together, right? She wants to get them all back together. Because she doesn't like, you know, fuck off, because the guy is really upset right now. So basically, that's the anime. The anime is the spirit is meant to unite all these friends together.
I have no idea what man just said. I'm not even gonna lie.
And that's how we're gonna end the podcast.
We're gonna end it.
Thank you guys for coming to the podcast.
Wait, no, not in it. We should all recommend one anime someone should watch, I think. How about
Alright,
that?
yeah, go on. You start.
Like I said, it really isn't, like I said, but let me tell you plot. Basically, the plot was basically about a young guy somehow possesses an ability as known as revival, and it sends him back in time, innit? Before a life-threatening thing that happens, and he tries to save this girl, innit? So back in the days, he go back in time, he becomes young again, he has to live through this shit, and he tries to save this girl from getting murdered and shit, so it's a bit peak.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Nabil?
Naruto.
Oh,
No, something not Naruto.
Something that he didn't
Something
fucking
we haven't
mention
talked
is
about.
a shit.
Let's do
Naruto,
anime.
blood. Anyone who said
I need to
Naruto
talk
should
about-
die.
Yeah.
Bro, fuck Naruto, blood. It's pissing me off.
Wait, so Nabil.
Yo,
Basically, so
yo.
one anime we haven't discussed that. Advise one anime we haven't talked about.
We haven't discussed.
Yeah.
I know Hannah.
Huh?
We have discussed that.
You just said that.
But listen, I didn't do a good job explaining it, so find out for yourself.
Fuck
Alright,
yeah,
Nabil, Bosun.
What
Alright,
I'm saying,
so
yeah?
I'm gonna go,
Wait, what I'm saying
JoJo's
is fuck
Bizarre
Hannah
Adventure.
Montana, blood. Fuck Hannah Montana, blood.
I was gonna go with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So kind of similar to
not bad.
Hunter, where everything's tactical, very flamboyant, very funny. There's a story as well because it starts off with the granddad, who's basically in old England, and it goes through the timeline of each JoJo in each generation. Definitely recommend to watch.
I would recommend.
Nothing, because you don't watch anime. Get out of here.
This is what actually Kevin recommended to me. Parasite.
The Maxim, yeah.
Yeah, Parasite Maximum. You know about that? Good
it's
anime
actually
out
quite,
there.
It's actually quite a good anime. That could have been one of my top 3 as well.
That's it. Could have. It should be one of the top 3. That's one of
Yeah,
the best
it's like
anime.
it's the third position. It's hard to choose between the ones that are there, innit?
You know what my problem is? I've seen too many, so I can't recommend any
It's
anime.
fine.
Have any of you guys seen
What the
Steins
fuck are you talking
Gate?
about?
Wait. Bosun, you spoke over the bill. Let him finish. It.
Alright, wait. Have you seen Steins Gate?
And that's how we ended the podcast. No, go.
Steins Gate, yeah? You know what?
Steins Gate.
Apparently it's a really good anime, but like I can't get into it. It's alright, like it's weird, but it's alright, innit? Like any
So
of
what
you
was
guys
that? Was
else
that?
seen
Sorry,
Steins
I didn't hear you.
Steins Gate.
Oh, okay, yeah, the sciencey one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the lady
yeah,
says.
yeah.
Okay,
Fine.
1.5. Yeah, we got to stop now. It's 1.5 hours, bro. When they get 1.5, so we got to stop now, innit?
Bosun, recommend that anime before you go.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Alright, Bilal.
Parasite.
Alright, cool. Hannah Montana guy, whatever the fuck he wants to say, what it's called, I don't know. I'm out fucking erased. Goodbye, guys. It's cool.
Thank
I
you
need
guys
to go
for coming
as
to the
well,
podcast. The links in the description for everyone will be there. Yeah, this is me, Terrorvision Game, and Bosun.
Wait, don't end it yet. Guys, it's summer, so go out there, find yatties, catties.
I'm going now.
Let's go.
Straight.
I'm going to have fun now.
Thank you
So
guys.
everyone's got an event. Thank you guys for coming. It's Terrorvision Game here. Peace, and we're out.
Peace.
Jeez.
Ah!